guys, welcome back to another video. I know this is Thursday. Yes, it is Thursday, but we're gonna be trying something new today. So before we even get into the video, make sure you like, make sure you comment, and subscribe if you like my names. But I'm gonna get into a little disclaimer. There will be some things mentioned in this video that people may not, be interested in. So if you're not interested in this, I would suggest clicking off or go to my playlist tab and watch my new playlist that just came out from yesterday's video. Watch the cooking playlist or watch my vlogs or reactions. I will be posting more of each. So, yeah. And if you're interested in this, comment down below for a part 2. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, this is part 1 of life advice. So, today we will be talking about toxic relationships, unhealthy relationships. Now listen, I've been in 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 relationships. 2 of them weren't so healthy. 1 was good, and that was the second one. So yeah. So we gonna get into 5 different things, okay? Starting with numero uno, or number 1. This is actually what I had to deal with both relationships, actually. Trust. Trust is supposed to be earned and given between both partners. And if one partner doesn't trust the other, that's not really going to make a good relationship. But I'm not really going to mention the first relationship because, I'll mention some parts of it, but not a lot of it because it's just old now, and I really don't want to talk about it because that was a traumatic time for me. So we're just going to stick to the third one. So, yeah. For reference, I'm just going to use the third one. So, yeah. Me, I try very hard to trust who I'm with. I try to give the benefit of the doubt until you start giving me reasons to not trust you. And I had reasons not to really trust my partner. In different settings. Now, I don't know how y'all are, but this is me. In order to be with someone, I had to trust you with me and away from me. I couldn't really trust my partner away from me after some things that went down. Yeah. But the ones who know, don't even think about it. Don't even comment it. Don't even think about it. Just know. If you know, you know. But, yeah. I, just started feeling some type of way when my partner would do that kind of thing that made me feel that way. And my partner, it felt like he didn't trust me at all, because literally I could just go and have a conversation with one of my friends, for example, and then he would be like, who are you talking to? Did you do that? Did you do this? And I'd be like, oh my goodness. This is not to bash anybody. This is just for examples, okay? But sometimes my partner would just, or at the time, they would just ask, or really not ask, but accuse me of things. They would always accuse me of things, and no matter how many times I said I didn't do it, it just got left to, I had to give up proof. It got to a point where I had to give up screenshots of, stuff. it wasn't bad stuff, but stuff. And when he broke up with me, he made it seem like I didn't trust him at all and blamed everything on me when it wasn't my fault, because I tried to make all of my relationships work. I'm sure you all do the same thing. I try to make all of my relationships work. So I did the most I could do, and he kept making me feel like everything was my fault and he was upset because of me. So I'm trying to fix everything, and here we go. And oof, that was a long, hard process to deal with. But yeah, trust, if you feel like there is an issue and you need to talk about it with your partner, find a calm way to do it. That's number 2. Find a calm way to do it instead of being accusatory. Because if some people, let's just give an example. For instance, now if someone was to cheat on you, right, and you accuse them of it, you know how some cheaters are. They're going to try to act defensive or anything. Like, let's just say, for example, you told someone, or you told your partner, hey, you know, I don't feel comfortable with you talking to this person, or I don't feel comfortable with you doing this certain thing. And then you find out that they're doing that certain thing or talking to that certain person, like, you know, more than they should be. And you ask them about it in a calm way. And if they're, you know, willing to be 100% with you, that's going to be number 3. Then they'll be like, okay, yeah, I did do this or I did do that, and I'm sorry. And then y'all could go from there, try to figure it out. But if you ask them in another way, or if you accuse them of it, then they're like, oh no, nope, I didn't do it, nope. Or if you accuse them and you personally don't trust the person at all, or don't really want to be with the person, and they're just gonna be like, look, I all right, I did, but at the same time, you can't be coming at me like that, you know? Because I know there's some people who are just rude. Like, they'll just get mad and defensive easily. And then there's some people who'll just be, all right, yeah, listen. Like, they'll get mad, but look, but they'll be like this, look, all right, you're making me mad, but at the same time, I did do it, but at the same time, you need to come at it a different way. You can't be accusatory, because then that'll just make the situation worse. So if you ask the person calmly, like, hey, we need to have a sit down, or hey, can we talk about something? I feel uncomfortable. And they're like, okay. But yeah, we're going to go to number 3 now. Being 100%. That means full honesty. No dishonesty nowhere. Now I have to deal with this in my 3rd relationship too. We're not going to talk about that. Listen, I'm not bashing nobody. I'm not bashing nobody at all. I'm just using reference points, okay? I'm just going to have to keep saying that because reasons. So, yeah. If I am noticing something, like I'm noticing something's off, and I'm just like, hey, listen, I'm gonna have to talk. Like, something seems off. Like, I feel like, you know, or trying to express yourself, like, to the person, like, hey, maybe you don't feel like y'all talk enough or something like that. Just like, hey, like, we need to sit down. Like, I feel like we don't talk as much as we used to, and, like, I feel like we should work on that. What you shouldn't do is just like, yeah, I get it, and then go back to not talking to your partner, or not even talking to them at all, or doing something even worse. What you should do is be meaningful and listen and hear out your partner, And then just say what you gotta say. And then be like, okay, I understand. And, ask, so how should we work on this, And yeah. And when it comes to if you did do something, or if you hear somebody talking about them, what you should do is go to your partner like, hey, listen, so I heard such and such said this, that, and the third about you. And I got involved. I stopped the conversation. I defended it. What you shouldn't do is agree with the person like, oh, yeah, my partner's this, my partner's that. Or if somebody's saying, oh, your partner's doing this and that. And, you just be like, okay, first of all, no. I know my partner well enough to know that they wouldn't do that. Instead of, oh yeah. And then accuse your partner later. Talk about, hey, why are you doing such and such? Stop doing such and such. Who is such and such? What are you doing? Like, seriously. Because that could mess you up. That could mess you up in certain situations. Because there's just some people who don't think they still need to defend their partner when they're not around. That ties back into the whole trust thing, How I said, I trust my partner with me and away from me. And if you give your partner those signs that they can't trust you away from them, it's going to be a little harder for them to trust you with them. Like, without them around. So, yeah. And number 4. Don't be controlling. Don't do it. Please just don't do it, because your partner is not going to want to really try to open up or tell you what they're doing just because. For instance, my first relationship, now we're just going to switch to that one for a second. My first relationship, he wouldn't let me talk to certain people because he had his own ill intent behind it. Or like, it was one time I couldn't even really talk to certain people that I hung around at school, and it was awkward. So I just started talking to people, and then he found out, he got mad, and he made a whole diss track about it. So, yeah. Oh God, I'm glad I'm out of that relationship. I mean, I moved on from it. I'm sure he's moved on from it, but I'm not, no. So, yeah. If your partner, is talking to these certain group of people, and you see that they're friends, then you should, respect that. But, yes, there's a but if you feel like you're uncomfortable with this person specifically, and or you already had issues with this person is your op, then yes, it's okay to speak up and like, hey, listen, like, I need to talk to you about this specific person. Don't go around saying nothing to them, but listen, I don't feel comfortable with this person, or me and this person aren't friends. We've had issues, and can you, just keep a distance from them and not speak on me to them? Then your partner, they should understand. And if you have a good partner, then they're like, oh yeah, I understand. Or some partners, out of respect, wouldn't even talk to the person. But if you have a partner that's not so great, they'll just like, okay. Or, I don't think I should not talk to this person. I don't think I don't think this makes me uncomfortable. It doesn't make me uncomfortable, so why should I stop talking to the person? Especially if I was friends with the person before I met you, Yeah, so, that is another part of this. If they say that, that's just, I'm just gonna say that's a sign. It's not good. And number 5, don't do this one. Please don't do this one. If you find out, something from somebody, pretty much just goes with the whole defending thing. If you happen to see somebody, or somebody comes to you is like, hey, your partner's doing this, or hey, I saw your partner doing this. Like, don't just believe it. I wish I said that earlier, but that's why I'm saying it now. Just don't believe it right away. Just talk to your partner about it first. So, for instance, let's just say, I'm just gonna use letters for names in this scenario. So, A. So, we're just gonna call the random person A. And then we're gonna call one partner C and the other partner B. So, A goes to B and is like, hey, so I saw C. And C was talking to another person. Or I saw C talking about you. Something like that. So what B should do is just go to C and be like, hey, so A came up to me or said something to me today and I want to talk to you about it. And C was like, okay. And B like, so A told me that you were doing such and such, or that they saw you doing such and such. Is this true or is it not? What's going on? So that gives C the chance to explain. And if your partner isn't so great, they're going to end up lying about it. But if you have a good partner and they truly didn't do it, they're like, okay, no, I didn't do that. I don't know what A is talking about. Or, okay, yeah, I did do that. In this case, this scenario, she could either say, oh yeah, I did talk to this guy about such and such and go into detail, or she would just say, no, I didn't do that. If it isn't true, if it's not true, then you'll be like, okay, I'm just not gonna, believe that. Or if your partner is one of those, then like, okay, I'm gonna try to get, I'm gonna try to find out some more. But what you shouldn't do is immediately believe it the moment you hear it. And you shouldn't go accusing your partner like, hey, why are you doing such and such? Hey, are you seriously doing such and such? Like, yo. Because what's gonna happen is that's gonna create an argument. Oh, y'all, if y'all enjoyed this video, make sure y'all like and comment, subscribe, and comment down below if y'all want part 2. Because part 2, we're gonna talk about arguments. But yeah, I hope y'all learned a lot from this. This is my first time actually doing something like this, so yeah. I will see y'all on the next one.